Juno Marks didn't believe in ghosts, just signal interference, analog glitches, corrupted tapes. That's what she told herself every day as she sat in the basement of the old KMRV7 station, restoring VHS archives from the 80s and early 90s. The station had shut down mysteriously in 1993. No fire, no bankruptcy, just stopped broadcasting. Her job was to digitize its library for the county's historical society. Easy work until she found the unmarked tape. It was labeled only with a sticker that said CH0 in red marker. No label, no date, just that. Juno popped it into the machine. The static was immediate. But beneath it something moved, a frame, then another. Flickers of faces half seen wrong, mouths open to wide, smiles too sharp, eyes that stared directly into the lens. And voices, garbled by snow, whispered one word again and again. Closer she played again, same thing. Only now the static pulsed in rhythm with her breathing. She adjusted the tracking. The image sharpened just for a second, enough to see a room, no windows, just dozens of TV screens stacked on shelves, all playing her own face, staring blankly, smiling. She yanked the tape out. Her hands were shaking that night. She dreamed of Channel Zero, not a metaphor, a real place, endless hallways, of old CRT screens, flickering with footage that never aired, people staring back through the screens, watching her. And behind them, a man with no face, broadcasting from the dark. The next morning her co-worker Sam was gone, his desk empty, his workstation powered on, tape still rewinding. She checked the footage. It was Channel Zero again, but this time Sam's face was on every screen, mouth wide open, screaming silently. A static banner crawled across the bottom. Channel Zero, now broadcasting. Juno unplugged everything. The machine stayed on. She smashed the monitor. It flickered, then showed her own reflection, blinking back half a second too late. She ran that night. Her home TV turned on by itself, volume muted, no remote nearby, just static, and a whisper, "You're already inside." Here is the terrifying conclusion to the story. The faces in the static. Part 2. Broadcast ends. Juno stood in the center of her apartment, staring at the TV. It hissed softly. On screen, her bedroom lived despite no camera being there. The footage was grainy, black and white, but clearly her bed, her lamp, her reflection blinking in the mirror. She unplugged the TV. It stayed on. The image on the screen zoomed in, tooled the mirror until her reflection smiled. "You're already inside," it mouthed again. She smashed it. Glass exploded. Sparks flew. Silence. But when she looked down, her reflection stared up from the shattered shards, still moving, blinking, smiling. Juno returned to the KMRV7 basement. The next day. She had to end this. Burn the tape, delete the footage, whatever it took. But when she opened the archive room, there were hundreds of tapes now, every one of them labeled CH0, rows and rows of them, dripping with condensation. As if sweating, she pulled one at random. Her name was scratched into the plastic casing. She shoved it into the player. The screen blinked to life. The room on screen was the same basement she stood in, same lights, same desk, but the walls behind her were covered in faces, pressed against glass. Watching, whispering, "Join the signal, complete the picture." The screen went black, then a text appeared, "Now recording." Juno turned and saw a camera in the corner, its red light on. She hadn't seen it before. She covered the lens. The basement lights flickered out in the dark. She heard footsteps, not running, not fast, just slow, rhythmic clicks like shoes over linoleum. And breathing, heavy but not hers. She grabbed a lighter, and a bottle of isopropyl alcohol from a cleaning cart, started pouring it over the tapes. One by one they hissed as the fluid hit them. Voices screamed from the monitors, hundreds of mouths opening in sync. She struck the lighter. "This is your only broadcast," the monitors said in unison. She dropped the flame. The shelves caught. Tapes melted. Faces twisted in agony. The static became screaming, not from speakers, but from inside the walls. Then, silence. The lights shut off. Smoke, ash, and then a single screen flickered back on. Black background, white letters. Channel Zero. Signal lost. When the fire department arrived, they found her unconscious but alive. The station was gutted. No surviving tapes. No record of Channel Zero. The building was demolished 2 weeks later. Juno quit her job, moved cities, swore off analog media. But sometimes, when she flips past dead channels late at night, she sees it just for a second. Channel Zero, her own face, flickering in the static, blinking behind the screen, smiling, and somewhere miles away, another lonely TV lights up at 2:47 a.m. with no input. A whisper plays through the speakers, "Now broadcasting